Hey everybody, welcome back to How to Be a Boss, where we highlight local entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders who are building their dreams and making an impact in our community. Today we're here at the Small Business and Real Estate Mixer powered by the Boning community. We're here connecting with local business owners to hear their stories, learn from their experiences, and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. So today I have here a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Nate, who is into the financial realm, and he also practices helping businesses, kind of save money in the merchant area, and he's going to give us a little bit more insight about that today in our discussion. I'll Before we get to our interview questions, Nate, do you want to let everybody know a little bit more? I'm sure you can talk about yourself better than I am doing right now.
Yeah. So for those who don't know me, my name is Nate Cephas. Started off in the financial industry about 8 years ago, and what really got me into it was just the opportunity to learn about finances, the opportunity to make an impact, helping other people, and the opportunity to make some income. I just felt like if I can help other people do better financially, as well as learn more about finances, educate myself, and make a income out of it, why not, right? And so yeah, so that's what got me into it. Been in it, for quite a while. Loved it. Been able to impact a lot of people, and help a lot of people go from point A to point B in their finances. And so, but I also added on merchant services as well. And merchant services is really a cool opportunity for me to connect with business owners, help them lower their processing fees, and provide them better payment solutions so they can run their business more efficiently, right? Because a lot of people don't realize when we go to an establishment and, let's say, for example, if that business owner has a product on the shelf that costs $100, and we give them our credit or debit card and we pay, we give them $100, that business owner, they don't get the full 100. They don't get the full 100. They may get $98, 97,
So
96.
true.
And you know, that subtraction is the processing fees, right? And so, knowing what I know now, my goal is to help business owners keep more of what they earn because, I mean, why not make more money doing the same amount of work, right? And so, and then me being in the financial industry, when I'm saving business owners money, I'm able to help them put that money back into their business or help them put that money into retirement plans for themselves, their employees, right? That because I mean nobody wants to work forever, right? Nobody wants to work forever, and so
Yeah, no one wants to work forever, but
yeah,
some people choose the easy way around. Out, I understand that people, don't get me started on the clock ins and the clock outs. So I'm a clock in and clock out, but I always want to strive out, to be able to have that financial freedom
yeah,
and
yeah,
just to
most
be,
definitely.
what I'm saying, free from what society tells you that you have to endure. So, well, Nate, I do want to talk with everybody. I know you would used to come to a lot of my networking mixes, and I know that you're an advocate networker. What got you into the whole mindset of being an entrepreneur? Because you technically answered my first question, which was who are you and what you serve.
Yeah,
So tell
yeah.
me what got you into the whole, what I'm saying, networking industry,
Yeah,
if you will.
crazy story. Just the way I grew up, the one thing that always bothered me was my dad's work schedule.
Okay.
Him being a truck driver, working 12, 14-hour shifts a day, I mean, his schedule was pretty much work, eat, sleep, repeat, and I just always felt like it was more to life than just working a 9 to 5 till we 65, right? And
Oh,
so,
I like that. I don't think I heard that one. So you're
yeah,
working a 9 to 5 till
yeah,
65. That's
yeah. I mean,
cool.
that's the dream that we're sold, right? And
That's
so,
true.
just with that lifestyle, I saw that he had no time to spend with
Mm,
myself, my other siblings, my mom, and it was just, I didn't want that for myself, right? That was
yeah.
honestly something that always scared me growing up because, like I said, yeah, just didn't want that lifestyle. And so, yeah, to make a long story short, I had a friend who went to a network marketing business opportunity, and you know, I'm just thankful that my friend thought of me, and she wasn't scared to, introduce me. Wasn't scared about, what is he going to think of me, right? And I was just open minded. I went in, checked it out, and I told myself if it didn't make sense, if it didn't align with what I felt was, a good purpose, a good opportunity, then obviously I wasn't gonna take advantage of it. But like I mentioned at first, when I walked in and saw the opportunity to learn about money, just where I come from, I didn't come from money, but that don't mean money can't come from me, right? And I
Right.
mean, you can't do better unless you know better. And so,
Right.
just me having an open-minded mindset, and I saw the information that was presented. I was like, wow, not only can this help me, but it can help a lot of other people in my community as well. You know, so just being selfless, not thinking about myself. I just feel like you get more blessings when you bless others, right? And so yeah, that's what got me into it.
Right.
Like I said, long story short, a friend showed me an opportunity, and yeah, I was grateful and took advantage of it.
No, I love that. I love that. And another thing I know, like I said, we did have a previous conversation prior to us coming on online. And so one of my questions is, what's one challenge you faced while building your business and how did you overcome it? And I know you were mentioning how in your industry it is really big on like recruiting and then like kind of building up people that are like you, but then not always, especially me, I'm in the industry of sales as well. And it's kind of hard to kind of, build up people and then pour into people and that people, they do not kind of see the same value themselves and they end up losing themselves and going off of straying away to something else. And so, coming from the experience that you had with training and trying to get people motivated, keep them motivated in what you're doing, what are some other things that you may have had, that you want to kind of touch upon to show people about that are trying to maybe get into sales or entrepreneurship or just business in general that where they understand it. Maybe they're going through it right now, but this is part of the process.
Yeah, for sure. Now that's a great question. I know one of the biggest challenges that I face in network marketing is getting people to see their own worth, right? Because I mean, like we're sold this idea of somebody else is going to tell you what you're worth, right? Somebody else is going to tell you how much you're going to get paid, and somebody else is pretty much dictating the lifestyle that you live. Right?
Yep, that's so true.
And we all we know is what we know. We don't know what we don't know.
Right.
With that being said, I had to learn grace. I had to learn grace because
Y'all hear that grace? Really, you have to show yourself grace as an entrepreneur. If the world's not going to show you grace, it's your duty to show yourself that grace. Some will. Other entrepreneurs that see you, they will. But it's up to you to be able to kind of woosah, bring it back in, and tell yourself you are doing.
you're worth it.
Yeah,
You're worth
absolutely.
It.
I love
Because
it.
this society, I mean, this world, it I put it like this: if you're down and you stay down, you it's gonna be hard to get back up, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I know the way I grew up in an employee mindset.
Right.
I
Which a
mean,
lot of us
just
have.
yeah, going against the grain. I mean, doing something that everybody else is not doing. A lot of people made me feel like is 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 that the right path, right? So what I learned is people have it's the difference between good directions and good intentions, right? So with that being said, my family, I love my family members, but I have to think like, do they have the lifestyle that I want? And if they don't, why am I listening to somebody who does not have the lifestyle that I want? No matter what relationship we have, right? I don't care if they're my mom, my grandmother. If they don't have the lifestyle I want, then how can they show me how to get to where I want to be, right? So yeah, I mean that was the biggest thing. I mean the biggest challenge was like I said, yeah, getting other people to believe that they're capable, they're worth it, and that stemmed from just being introduced to personal development. That was a game changer. I didn't even realize because I grew up with the mindset of you learn as you grow, right? But I wasn't aware you can be intentional with your growth, right? And when you're intentional with your growth, that can change your whole direction and your whole speed of how fast you accomplish what you set out to accomplish, right? And so yeah, but that's one of the things that I fell in love with. That was very fulfilling for me because once you realize how powerful and capable you are, you just want to help other people believe that they can too, because they can. And it just stems from
It's all about willpower and then having that optimism. And then the other thing too, I wanted to touch bases on you. What you were saying is that you were saying you were talking to family members and they may not be even where you were remotely trying to go. And so I always tell people, practice being the dumb one in the room. You're not supposed to be the smartest person in the room. You're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You want to be in a room where others, you can learn from them. And then that is them pouring into you. And sometimes it might be, you might be smarter than others, or, y'all might be 50-50 split, but you don't want to surround yourself with people where you have to I call it a cage where everybody around you is less than or think less than or not as optimistic as you because then you are forced to pour into them and one person pouring into 10 people is draining. And that's where they call the vampires come in because they just need from you. They need to learn from you. And they need your resources, your money, your connections. And you want to be able to surround yourself with like-minded individuals that way that you guys can feed off each other and be able to pour into each other. And when one person may be slacking in one department, you might be fulfilling in for the other. So I definitely admire you for, mentioning that as well. I want to go ahead and keep it moving. What what's one piece of advice to new entrepreneurs? 'Cause I know you've been in the game for a while. I know I was sharing well how long I've been here. I'm an old head, but I know you've been here quite a while. You got your seniority. You got your little tassel. Go ahead and tell them what's one thing that you would advise new entrepreneurs.
just to not care what people think. I mean, any person who is going after something great, they're gonna get criticized.
Yeah.
They're gonna get criticized. I remember I know a mentor once told me, um, entrepreneurs think employees are crazy. Employees think
It's so crazy.
So with that being said,
You just
somebody gonna think you're crazy. Somebody gonna think you're crazy.
Somebody's always crazy.
Do it anyway. But I look at it like, man, entrepreneurs, if they wasn't, if they weren't crazy enough to think they can, the employees wouldn't even have a job.
It's so true. It's true. So you want a crazy entrepreneur. So get an entrepreneur. Yeah. Go ahead, lose your mind. Go wild.
Seriously, you have to. You have to. You have to have a sort of delusion that it can happen.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make it happen. Don't know how I'm gonna make it happen, but I'm gonna make it happen. I love that, and I tell people all the time, have that endurance because it's a long ride. And it's not gonna happen tomorrow.
Another thing too, everything is created twice. First in the mind, though. First in the mind. You literally have to, you got to see it before you seize it. A lot of people heard that before, but it's I feel like it goes over a lot of people's head. You literally have to see it mentally first. That's where it's first created. And then it becomes reality.
No, I love that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I think I tell everybody, you see your vision, but it's not meant for your friends and family to see your vision. It's meant for you to see it and you to create it, and then they see it afterwards. I think that's what happened with Walt Disney. He had this vision, and everybody didn't know what he was doing. What it sounded weird, it sounded crazy, but I think when they said when he died, someone, his dear friend or someone was like, "Shoot, I wish Walt would have seen this before he died," and they said he did.
And that's just one example out of many. I know. I mean, we can bring up the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, think about because I'm think about being in a time where we've never seen airplanes.
Yeah.
And somebody comes up to you saying, "Hey, we're going to create a flying object where it can get us from state to state in a shorter amount of time." And you're going to literally think that person's crazy. But now that crazy is normal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let your crazy become normal.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And the last thing I have for you, and we can, go on a tangent, depends on how long you're going. Now, I see these clouds rolling in on you, so I don't want to be caught up in this rain. We're not going to rain it. But, as everyone knows, I have a community called Business on Hills Network Connect Ties, and then I have a, also curriculum I'm building out called How to Be a Boss. Back in the day, which we still have an event, just everything's been kind of put on hold, but I would have a three panelists of entrepreneurs, and they would kind of speak on their specialty in front of a room full of people. That way, that people are able to ask them certain things where they would kind of charge for consultation. They can ask them, live at that particular event. And so when I created that event, I like that name, the How to Be a Boss. And BOSS stands for Business Owner Strengthening Success. And so what I want to ask you is, what does being uh, a boss like mean to you? Like, how are you strengthening success, or what are you, advocating to other people to help them strengthen?
Yeah, no, that's a great question as well. I think a boss helps other people become bosses.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I truly believe a boss not only goes the way,
Mhm.
but shows the way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they're not gatekeeping, right? I mean,
That's true.
yeah, because I met
They leaders.
people who, yeah, who,
Hmm.
they get it, they
Hmm.
get to a mountaintop and they
Yeah.
don't want to show nobody
Yeah.
else the way,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah, I truly believe a boss puts other people in a position to be a
Mm.
boss as well.
Mm. Oh, that's really, really good. I do think that we need to be able to, you know, give back to the community. I feel like it should be, what is it, the Lion King Circle of Life, where
Most definitely.
when you get somewhere, you don't leave people like behind. And everybody say, you say whatever, take the man out the hood, you can't take the hood out the man.
Yeah.
Some people, the hood don't ever leave them, but then there are also those who know to give back. Like, they know where those beginnings, those humble beginnings were, and so they want to be able to give back to the kids and stuff. And maybe they had a was raised by a single mom, and then they want to take care of that young man who's out here looking for direction. And they're pouring into them, giving them the resources, giving them direction, job, maybe getting them on at a particular place of employment, so that you don't have to face yourself to the streets. And that way you can kind of share with them that I was where you were, but I got myself out because I made positive decisions versus, being in the rut and staying in that mindset.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
leaving that
think that's
blueprint.
something, yeah, that we definitely need to practice. And then I know you and I shared about, mental stability, being an entrepreneur, and really in life. A lot of people do not know, or they don't pay enough attention to it. And so you get stuck in a rut or stay stuck in a hamster wheel because you are not allowing your mental to be stimulated in the right ways. It's being stimulated in other ways, and then it's overstimulation. And then you can go through a whole little drain and stuff with that as well. But people need to start taking care of their mental health.
I
And
agree.
once you figure that out or get that together, everything else will kind of fall into place and fall into line. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Affirmations,
Yeah.
books, mentors, those things work.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
work. They
It's
change
not a
your
fairy tale.
yeah, they change your perspective. I used to think affirmations are corny, but no, telling yourself if you don't empower yourself, who will?
Mm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? If you don't believe in yourself, who will? And that's all affirmations do. They literally. I'm saying the right affirmations can
Right.
definitely.
Because some people curse themselves. They'll be, I can't do this. I won't do this. It's not gonna
Yep,
happen.
yep.
It's like you sit up and you curse yourself and tell
Yeah, those
yourself what won't
affirmations
happen,
too.
and
Yep,
and
that's
and
it.
really, it's power in the tongue. So I tell people all the time, somebody tell me they can't do it, I'm gonna believe them. I am not. Now, you better than me because you be telling people, you really be fighting for people, and like, you can really do this. I'm not that person. If you tell me you can't do it, that means you're telling yourself it. And so there's nothing I can do. There's no superpower I can do because the superpower starts within yourself. So if you are already breathing that death upon your production, then there's nothing more that I can do because everything starts with self.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
And I would definitely encourage everybody to get a mentor.
Yes.
Get on find if you have a challenge finding somebody. Go get a book. Go get a book.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And because your mindset is your reality. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. And so that's what I would say on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know we got to run, guys. We are right pushing at 20 minutes. I wasn't expecting that long. We might
Mhm.
have to chop it up. But I'll do that on the back end. But I thank you guys for joining us tonight for the How to Be a Bosses at the interview session. I host these, when you are a participant or a guest at my small business real estate event. The mixer that happens here at Hibachi King. And so I want to see you guys here. I do this every other Tuesday. Those who you who know me and know my events and stuff, we're trying to get them back kicking. So definitely come out next time. Bring a friend. And
Great
then
food,
if
by
you
the way.
guys, yeah, it is great food.
Great food.
And drinks. They have a happy hour and stuff. A very nice happy hour. And so, and y'all ignore my red wine. I'm probably gonna put that out too. But yeah, we want to see you guys out here. If you're in the city of Houston, come check with me, network with me. Y'all already know me. I'm H X. And then, also any information about the bowling community, if you're an entrepreneur, startup, trying to find direction or ways to kind of get yourself out there, as well as some guidance. I definitely want to be a listening ear and then be able to be your eyesight too to kind of guide you with that too. So if you have any of these types of struggles, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm sure half of Houston has my number in their phone, so just look me up, and then we're going to see y'all on the next time we do this. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace, and I don't have a
Yeah,
saying
have a good
yet,
night
so
or
yeah.
good morning or
Good wherever
have
you
a great
are.
day.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Bye.